Hello again and welcome. For the benefit of all, I'm again addressing my commenter Mark, a gentleman who laid out a laundry list of dispensational talking points to me that led him to conclude that Jesus is coming again at some unspecified time in the future. Now, it just occurred to me as I composed the last sentence that the timing of Jesus' first advent was prophesied in Daniel. Otherwise, why do we see this in Luke 19:41 to 44? Quote, now as he drew near, he saw the city and wept over it, saying, if you had known, even you, especially in this your day, the things that make for your peace, but now they are hidden from your eyes. For the days will come upon you when your enemies will build an embankment around you, surround you, and close you in on every side, and level you and your children within you to the ground, and they will not leave in you one stone upon another, because you did not know the time of your visitation. Now, had they known the scripture, they would have easily recognized him as the Messiah. A small remnant did. And Jesus clearly prophesied his only post ascension coming in the Olivet Discourse and in Matthew 16:27 and 28. So today, I want to show what Hebrews 9 actually teaches, and I'm going to show you from Scripture itself why the preterist interpretation is the most coherent reading of this chapter. Now, let me start with the structure of the tabernacle. The Old Testament system had two parts: an outer sanctuary where priests performed daily service, and an inner Holy of Holies where only the high priest could enter, and that only once per year, with the blood of approved animals for atonement of sin. Now, here's the critical insight. Hebrews tells us this annual repetition proved the old system was incomplete. Verse 9 says these sacrifices, quote, cannot make the worshiper perfect in regard to conscience, end quote. The writer is saying, if the old system actually worked, why repeat it? Now Jesus changed everything. He entered not the earthly Holy of Holies, but the heavenly one, the true one. And he did it with his own blood, not animal blood. Verse 12 says he entered once for all, having obtained eternal redemption, end quote. Now, this is crucial. The old high priest had to do this ritual year after year forever. Jesus did it once. That's the end of the sacrificial system forever. But here's where most people miss the point. Look at verse 26. Now, once at the end of the ages, he has appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. Now, the end of the ages, this is two words in the original Greek. Strong's G4930, syntelia, which means completion or consummation, and then G165 aion, which is a period of time or an age, an unbroken age, or it could mean eternity. Now it reads like this: Centelia ho aion, the complete consummation of the age. Not the end of human history, the end of the old covenant age, the end of the old system. And Jesus himself tied this to the destruction of the temple in AD 70 in his Olivet Discourse response to his closest disciples' specific questions, which were, when will the temple be desolated, with not one stone remaining on top of another, and what are the signs of his coming and the end of the age, end quote. And after explaining all the signs, Jesus declared unequivocally in Matthew 24:34, assuredly I say to you, this generation will by no means pass away till all these things take place. Now, verse 28 says, quote, to those who eagerly wait for him, he will appear a second time apart from sin for salvation, end quote. A second appearance. And here's the parallel that seals this. Just as the high priest emerged from the Holy of Holies to complete and manifest atonement before all the people, Jesus appeared a second time in judgment in AD 70 to complete the atonement by ending the old covenant entirely and validating his once for all sacrifice as superior and final. This wasn't a second sacrifice. He'd already made the ultimate one. This was the validation, the manifestation of that completed work in history. The destruction of the temple, the judgment on the perverse generation, originally prophesied back in Deuteronomy 32, the Song of Moses. Jesus warned about the vindication of his words. All of this happened within the lifetime of his first century listeners. The phrase apart from sin doesn't mean without encountering sin in the world. It means apart from sin offerings, no more sacrifices needed. The work is done. The old system is finished. His second appearance in judgment proved it. Now, this is why the writer says in verse 24 that Christ entered heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of God for us. He's interceding, and his intercession was validated when the temple fell and the old covenant was legally and historically terminated. Mark, if you're still waiting for a third appearance to complete the atonement work, you're essentially saying that Christ's sacrifice wasn't complete. But Hebrews 9 says it was, once for all, perfected, finished, and validated in AD 70. This is the preterist reading, and it's the reading that Hebrews 9 actually demands when you take the text seriously. Now, I'm out. Please post your comments down below. And thank you all for you recent subscribers. We're well over 400 now. My goal again is 1,000 by the end of the year. And I believe more and more with God's help, we're going to make it. Thanks.